Jesus Christ, who lives and rules in glory and majesty over all things, for your good, for the good of his believers, for the good of his church. May his grace and peace be yours in abundance beyond that you can imagine or comprehend, my fellow redeemed. There are certain festivals and celebrations that take place in the church, that even take place routinely in the church, that have become what I have just simply nicknamed the forgotten festivals. They're the festivals that nobody thinks about. They don't appear on any calendars except for maybe a few church calendars here and there. And if they do show up on the calendar, there aren't any exclamation marks or stars by them. They're not like Christmas that gets all the hype. It gets probably a star or a major seen by the date. They're not like Easter that gets an Easter lily or some spring flowers or a trumpet or something like that. Instead, they're just the forgotten festivals. The festival of Jesus' ascension back to his throne of glory again is one of those forgotten festivals. Maybe you noticed it on your church calendar this past Thursday, if that's the calendar that you happen to use in your home. But if you used any other calendar or day planner, chances are it wasn't even mentioned, and you didn't even realize that it was one of the biggest and most important and one of the longest celebrated festivals in the church. I'm also guessing that you didn't look at the newspaper and see any Ascension Day sales going on at the stores last Thursday. Nobody on Thursday greeted you by wishing you a happy or a merry Thanksgiving. And I don't think any of you ladies went running off to the store to buy yourself a new dress for the Festival of Ascension. As far as most of you were concerned, last Thursday was just another Thursday. But that's the way the devil always works, isn't it? He always takes the things that God says are good and beautiful and important, and he turns them all upside down. So if God says that something is good, the devil says that it's bad. If God tells us to do something, either for himself or for somebody else out of love for him, the devil tells us that you and I don't have to bother doing it. If God tells us not to do something, the devil tells us that either we should do it, or he'll even go so far as to convince us that there are times when it's not only something we should do, but it is the right thing to do. And that's finally what the devil has done with all the festivals that the church has that celebrate the major events of Jesus' saving and redeeming work. The work that he did to earn for us the forgiveness of sins and our rescue from sin and death. And so if the devil can't get us to forget about the festival, then what he's going to do is distract us from what the festival is really all about. Think about Christmas. Christmas is this grand story of how the God of love set aside his power and might to take on our human flesh and blood, to subject himself to the demands of his own holy law, to God's holy law, in our place to keep it for us. So what did Satan do? Well, he can't get us to ignore Christmas. He just distracts us, right? He distracts us with all this business of Santa Claus and decorations and presents. Does the same thing with Easter. Easter is all about the resurrection of Jesus. It is victory over death and the grave for us. Well, it hasn't managed to get us, everybody, to forget about Easter. So again, Satan distracted us, right? What's Easter about for most people? Yeah, the Easter bunny. Very good. I like that one. Yeah, that's pretty cool. The Easter bunny who brings you colored eggs, and I haven't figured that one out yet. That one I haven't figured out. How does an Easter bunny bring you eggs? Well, he brings you colored eggs and candy. Or they'll tell you that Easter is about the renewal of nature. And how the grass is starting to grow, and the trees are budding, and the flowers are coming to life again. Did you notice what Satan did? He took the whole message of Easter, and he completely distracted us from it. Well, in the case of Jesus' ascension, he doesn't have to distract us from it. He just gets us to forget about it and ignore it altogether. He turns it into one of the forgotten festivals. However, the church has long recognized Jesus' ascension back to heaven as one of the greatest and one of the most important events in the saving and the redeeming work of Jesus